On this week's episode of the WNP podcast, what the hell was that, Antonio Brown? Stay tuned. Episode 128 of the We're Not Professionals podcast. I'm your host, Mike Mitchelson, and joining me today, as always, my co-host, Chase Crawshaw. Chase, how you doing?
I'm doing swell. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm doing really good, but I have to say, as I was getting born, why didn't birthed.
Yes, is okay.
Why didn't I get to sign a waiver if I wanted to be born in Michigan or not? Because holy shit, it is cold out.
It is cold, but I don't think I could live in a year-round warm state.
I always loved cold weather. Always been a snow guy. Loved when the lakes froze over and everything like that. But recently, I've just been sick of it. And it's not even been that cold this year. But today and the last couple of days, oh boy. Like, I was filling up my gas tank today, and I had to turn the other way. The wind was coming so hard. It was already cold. It said it felt like 16 degrees. I'm like, if this feels like 16 degrees, how did I survive the wind chill of 0, back in the day?
You don't sit in your car while it fills up the gas?
No. Who am I? Who does that?
Normal people that don't want to be cold?
No. You think the people watching do that?
I don't know. They should. Well, especially if you're close to E. My car takes probably a minute and a half, 2 minutes to fully fill up.
Yeah, but when I get back in the car, it's only residual heat because the car's off.
Yeah, but
you can't listen to anything.
I don't care. I'll sit on my phone. It's something I'd be doing outside. I'd rather hear the gas pump into the car. No, I don't care about that. Yeah. I'll pull up my phone, maybe watch a couple TikToks.
That's not efficient, though.
I don't care. I'd rather not get the wind just blowing straight on me, standing there shivering.
We just need to live in Oregon, where they pump your gas for you.
Is that where it is?
I think so. Before. Oregon, Washington, over there. People have been shocked that there aren't people that pump their gas for them.
I know. I'm
like, what kind of luxury are you live in?
There's a place somewhere, I think it's in Rochester, that still does that. But you gotta tip the guy who's doing it.
Yeah, I'd rather not do that.
Yeah,
I'd rather sit out 2 minutes in the freezing cold to pump my own gas than have to tip someone for doing that.
That's fair.
All right, well, today on the WNP podcast, going to be talking about the college football semifinals. Obviously, we got to see that. Happy New Year, by the way. We haven't seen you since the new year. So we'll talk about that. Going to be looking at the college football championship, but that's only going to be about 10 minutes of the show. Then we're hopping into a lot of NFL stuff, talking about the Antonio Brown situation. Have to. Talking about there could be a defensive player out there that's going to break an all-time record this season, which would be crazy.
Hint, it's me.
Hint, it's Chase. We're going to talk about where we were wrong because about 3-4 weeks ago, we've had a couple conversations about certain things. I don't want to spoil it, that it totally flipped on our heads. And so I definitely want to come out about that. And Chase, who knows, he might be stubborn and not say he was wrong ever. Going to be taking a look at the performance of this year's rookie class compared to the prior year's rookie class, and then take a look at the playoff picture. So it's going to be a good episode. Strap in, get ready. Hope you're prepared for some hot football talk. We'll start off with the college football semifinals. We'll start with the one that happened first, Alabama versus Cincinnati, a game that I was very much looking forward to, but I wasn't sure how Cincinnati was going to be able to handle Alabama. I think the defense did a really good job, but the offense was dead.
Yeah, it was. And I don't even know how much it was the defense because they still let up 300 rushing yards.
Yeah.
I think it was a lot more of just early on, the juice is flowing, some testosterone, just really going along. Doesn't matter the talent level difference, and they held in for really the part of the first quarter. It seemed like, okay, maybe there's a chance they can keep this close, but second quarter hits, you kind of realize, yeah, this is Alabama's game. They're going to win this. There's no chance they're losing this. Ritter didn't really do himself any favors for the draft. He was someone that, okay, if he can go into this Bama game, have a decent game, maybe he's, you can talk about him being QB 1, 2, 3 in this class. But after that, that was really his opportunity to showcase that. He's going to have a hard time.
I agree. And someone who did improve their draft stock, Brian Robinson, the running back there for Alabama, he finished with 204 yards on 26 carries. A really good game out of him. A lot of people were talking about how this guy's been overlooked coming into the draft process. Now this puts him on the map. A lot of people saying this could be a guy where you see him for 3 to 4 years being a solid back, but not going to be a game changer. Kind of like a, what's his name? Howard from the Bears, and then he went to the Eagles. Jordan Howard could be similar to that. So it'd be interesting to see Robinson out there. I haven't really been doing much grading when it comes to watching film and everything, so I have no idea where I have him. But
I can tell you from what I've watched, he will not be a day 1 or day 2 pick for me.
Ooh, not even day 2.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right. Well, we'll see what he and Bryce Young can continue to muster as they move on to the college football championship. Who do they play? The same team they played in the SEC championship, as Georgia and Michigan went head-to-head. And a lot of Michigan fans that I talked to, I want to know your opinion on this, but a lot of Michigan fans that I talked to, probably about 25 minutes into the game, they already forfeited. They're already like, all right, game's over. We had a good season. Oh, well.
We turned it off at halftime at John's place.
Oh, no.
Why?
Why?
Well, because I knew it was all downhill from there. And it's like, it's New Year's Eve. We're all over here at this point. It's later on in the night. We're just trying to have some fun. Might as well not make ourselves more miserable by watching this travesty.
Shaking my head. I think that Georgia looked really good. The defense was awesome. Michigan couldn't get anything going. The one player I was impressed the most of, not Stetson Bennett, who went 313 and 3 touchdowns, but James Cook, Dalvin Cook's younger brother. He's going to be coming out this year in the draft. 112 yards and 1 touchdown through the air. So he's shown that he can be a dual threat back, could be like an Alvin Kamara type. I think he does go on day 2. I think he's a second, third round type guy, and I think he's going to get a lot of usage. I don't think he's going to be one of these guys who, makes a practice squad and might be flipping through teams. I think he's going to be a legitimate guy.
If I'm going to be honest, the only reason I'm going to have him in that day 2 range, like if I'm doing like a mock draft for example, is because he's going to go in that range. Like I know he is. The name Cook, with how Dalvin's played, running back, such a like if you get these similar builds in your brothers, odds are you got similar talents, and they kind of do. Dalvin's a lot more elite of a talent. Like you can see that in college, you see it in the NFL, where James can go. I think he can be like, imagine Tariq Cohen, but a better runner that can hopefully stay healthy. Like that could be James Cook, and that's a valuable role to have. If you can have that role, someone that you can throw the ball to 50 times a year, and you can still give them 100 carries on the year as well. Like that's great. Like I'd take that in the 3rd round as a team. So like I can understand it, but like just as a pure running back, I don't know. I got a feeling I'm gonna have a few guys out of him.
Oh yeah,
quite a few, I should say.
I agree. I think he could be a Cordero Patterson in the NFL. I think Cordero, he's a little bit bigger, so he's got a little bit more
huge.
ability.
He's like 220.
Yeah, he's got a little more ability when it comes to running on the inside, but I think James Cook is more talented. When it comes to open space and everything.
He probably is. So I don't know. I definitely look forward to seeing him when he gets to the NFL. He's someone that could definitely outperform where I'm going to have him. He's one of those guys that I think could, but we'll see.
Yeah, and this Michigan team, they were really relying on that run game to push them over the top here against Georgia. They relied on it their whole season. However, when you get to a really early, not lead, but, deficit, there we go. You got to start relying on the passing game, and that didn't work as Cade McNamara, only 106 yards through the air, 2 interceptions until JJ came in.
And they were 2 early interceptions too.
Yeah.
Like they were killer interceptions. They took any momentum that you were looking to possibly gain away from you and fed it right into the hands of Georgia. So when the passing attack failed miserably early, it gave you no choice but to continue to pass. And when you're continuing to pass as a Big Ten school, you're not winning those games. So that's not the way the Big Ten has playing against each other. When they play other teams, they still don't play that way. They still, pound the ground. And when you take away that ability, which, it worked for Michigan so well in the Ohio State game, worked well for them in all their big games this year, they struggle. And that's exactly what we saw. The offense cannot get anything done.
Yeah, and when you take out the the quarterbacks rush attempts, you only have 16 total rush attempts between 3 running backs. That's not a key to success for at least Michigan's game plan.
No.
But, hey, Michigan fans, you have something to look forward to. J.J. McCarthy, Donovan Edwards, and Andrell Anthony all freshmen, all guys who have shown flashes this year. So that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But you want to say about Michigan?
I just really hope that Cade transfers out, because I think Cade is a very worthy NFL starter, or not NFL, excuse me, college football starter at most programs. If not, honestly, borderline most programs he is. But JJ's got to play. Like, that guy's too talented to leave on the bench for another year. There's too much of a ceiling. So I really hope that Cade can just transfer out, not have to, lose the starting job, or not have McCarthy transfer out because Cade's playing.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
We talked about how we think, both of us think, that if Peyton Thorne stays until his senior season, so he goes 2 more years, that we think he could be a very good college quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe not a pro player, but a college quarterback that can definitely get Michigan State some wins and take them to even higher highs than what they saw this year. Who would you rather have, Peyton Thorne or Cade McNamara? Ooh, that's a tough one.
I might take Peyton on this one. It's very close, and so I think the large crowd might say Cade on this, but I don't. I think we've seen closer to Cade's ceiling than we have to Peyton's ceiling as a college quarterback. Personally, I don't know why. Just when I see them play, it's just what I feel, and I tend to trust my instincts when on things like this. So I'm gonna go with my instincts.
I mean, you're 100% right on that.
God.
All right, let's talk about the college football championship. We got number 1 Alabama versus number 3 Georgia. This is going to be taking place on Monday the 10th. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Georgia comes in at a 3-point favorite, even though the last time they faced each other, Georgia could not handle Alabama. What do we see different in this game, if anything at all?
JT Daniels.
Oh, you think so?
I've got a feeling we're going to see some JT Daniels action. Might not be from the start. I'm going to be honest. I don't care if Stetson did play pretty well in the Michigan game, because when he did throw the ball, he did do well. And you got to give credit to him on that one. Alabama is not going to be prepared for JT Daniels. They're preparing for Stetson, where they're going to run the ball more and, maybe have some RPOs, some, play, not play action, but read options, where JT is just going to stand there and sling the ball. They might make Bama kind of sit back and have to rely more on the pass defense, which is still great. They have a great defense, but their MO this year has been getting to the backfield, and maybe even getting to the quarterback too. But if say JT goes in there and he can throw the ball 20, 30 times, that might be enough to kind of just catch Bama off guard. I'm not saying that will happen. I just have some sort of feeling that it will.
Gotcha. I think that Alabama is going to be more reliant on their run game this one rather than the SEC championship, because they don't have John Mechie like we saw in the college football playoffs. And then Brian Robinson having that huge game, I'm sure they're more confident in him now, more ready to go. But I think if they do that, that's going to be a mistake. Because Georgia, if they play their defense, we saw in every single game they've played, except for the SEC championship, that's not going to work. The run game couldn't work for Michigan. I don't think it works for Alabama. So I think that Georgia can take the win here. And I know you're in the same boat. It's very rare for a team to beat an opponent twice in one season, especially in football, especially when they're at the highest possible caliber, and these two teams are.
Yeah. So 100% agree with everything you're saying. Like, if I'm a betting man, I'm betting Georgia for the spread, for the money line, everything. I'm a firm believer. I think Jordan Davis is going to eat this game. He's going to have like his draft statement type of game this week, I guess, coming up. It's gonna be a hell of a game. I do look really forward to it, and I'm not gonna be surprised if Bama wins, because it's definitely possible. They're a good enough team, of course, to beat Georgia once, but like I'd be a little. I guess I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be a little surprised. I guess I think that's the right word to use, because like I truly do believe that Georgia is going to safely win this one.
Yeah, and Jordan Davis, he's a really small guy. Not really. He doesn't have the size that normal D tackles do. Just standing 5 inches taller than every single other defensive tackle. I think one of the weapons in this game that we're going to see a lot of usage out of is going to be Brock Bowers. That's the freshman tight end we've talked about. He got an early touchdown against Michigan, and I think that he could be a big target for Alabama. George Pickens is in. Bowers, Pickens, Dominic Blaylock, if he's in, like, these are some weapons that you're going to have to cover. We talked about James Cook. A lot of weapons on Georgia that Alabama's going to have to decide to stop one or two of them. Not going to be able to stop them all if they get the health and the right quarterback situation.
The right quarterback situation, exactly.
Stetson did amazing against Michigan.
He did, but play JT. He's the much better quarterback, and we all know it.
Okay, well, from my Georgia insider, Kirby, the head coach, Kirby Smart, head coach of Georgia, has said that let's put JT in the game. But JT and his... Now, this is all supposed. This isn't 100% truth or whatever. We can't confirm. But supposedly, JT Daniels and his family said, no, actually, we don't think we're ready. We want to, not play yet. Like, they didn't think he was healthy enough. And Kirby was like, well, the team doctor says you are. So why, don't you want to? So from that, Kirby's like, all right, we're playing Stetson the rest of the way. If he doesn't want to come in, then he's not getting in. And I can understand that from a draft stock point of view, you don't want to go in if you don't feel right. But at some point, you're healthy enough, you're just not confident enough. That's where I've been. I've had multiple injuries. I've had surgeries on my legs and everything. There comes a time where your body is healthy enough, but your mind, you're not really sure if you're ready enough. I think that's where JT's sitting at right now, and that's why this supposed conversation has happened.
If that's the case, then obviously, that's completely different, and it's no way to really know for sure. And that sucks because, if both guys were into the draft this year, is Stetson a senior?
No.
Okay.
I think he's a redshirted junior.
So say they both enter the draft this year, just for the hell of it. With JT Daniels playing minimally, he would get drafted over Stetson Bennett.
I agree.
Because he truly is just the better quarterback in about every way. So, if that's why, that would make sense. But if they were just playing Stetson because, it's been working, why change it? That's not always the right formula when you're going into these games. You don't want to change too much because if you change too much, you're losing your identity. Mm-hmm. But you also want to be in the best situation to win. And realistically, fully healthy, fully ready, JT Daniels gives you a better chance to win.
Yeah, I agree. Last player I wanted to talk about in this game, Nakobe Dean. The guy was electric against Michigan. He really had his showcase game. Everyone on NFL Twitter was talking about it. I think it was Peter Schrager. He said, is that Roquan Smith out there? Nakobe Dean, a very similar player to Roquan Smith, can go laterally, can play everywhere on the field. A guy who is really talented, and I expect to go into the top 15 now in the draft. If he falls to Cincinnati, that'd be awesome, but I don't expect it.
Yeah, he really seems like an all scheme, all situation type of linebacker where genuinely you can just plug him into the NFL and he's just going to roll. He's going to be great. And that's awesome because he does look legit. He's been fun to watch. I look forward to watching him, pair up with Jordan Davis in this game because that defense really has a chance to put on a show. I really hope they do. I hope they can shut down Bama. I'm rooting for Georgia in this one. And yeah, I would agree that he's going to be a top half of the first round pick.
All right, give me your final score prediction here. And then what are you betting? So I'm going to try to find the over-under here for you. But the spread is 3 for Georgia.
Okay.
And then the over-under is, if it'll load, 52.
All right. Well, the number that came right to my mind was 24-20. But with a 52 over-under, I'm going to shoot a little bit higher. I'm going to go 28-24. Georgia wins. So that would be, 52 right there. And so that means I'm going to take Georgia on the spread. I'm going to take the under. You said it was 52 straight or 52 and a half?
52 straight.
Okay. So I would still bet the under, I think, because I think it's got a better chance of finishing less than that than above that. And then money line Georgia first.
Yeah, I'm going Georgia here as well. I will take Georgia in the spread as well. And then give me the over. I think that it's going to be like a 31-27.
31-27. There you go.
Look at that. Get a little nerdy with it.
There you go.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for our college football talk. Let us know down in the comments who you think wins this game. Is it Georgia? Is it Alabama? What's the reason? Maybe Bryce Young goes off. Maybe Brock Bowers has himself a game. Let us know down there in the comments. Moving on to the NFL, I think breaking news right off the bat. Everyone saw AB. He had a little meltdown on the sideline, threw off his jersey, his pads, took off his shirt and gloves, threw those in the stands, and then started doing, waving to the crowd and everything, and then dipped. A lot of talk about how Bruce Arians wanted him to go in. He said no. Bruce Arians tried to get him in once again, and he said no once again, so he said get out, and that's what happened. So what is it? Is it a mental health thing, or do you think it was kind of just a childish type of tantrum? Because we know Antonio Brown, he's had some issues before, but it seemed like he was getting better. I don't know. What do you think?
It's tough to speculate. Really, I think what it comes down to is, I'm no psychologist, psychiatrist. I'm no doctor. I'm none of these things. But
well, I thought that's why I had you on the show.
Oh, okay.
I only wanted you here so you could be the psych.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So with my psychological opinion, then my professional opinion, I don't think he has like a fully matured brain. Like I think he, still has the, what's the word I'm looking for?
The workings of
I guess that's not the word I'm looking for. Like the demeanor is kind of what I'm like. The demeanor of like a teenage like borderline, preteen type age person. That could be right, could be wrong. I don't know. Just the way that he's acted the last few years, and things that have come out since how he acted earlier years that just never really came to the limelight. It really would make sense. I also feel like maybe he doesn't fully love football because he seems perfectly okay with this happening. I don't know. Mm-hmm. There's so much to speculate. I couldn't give like a real firm answer because like at the end of the day, like I just don't know. It's so strange.
Yeah, and Bruce Arians said he's no longer a part of the team. However, up to this point, there hasn't been any cutting or wavering or whatever because
Brady. This is why, because Brady went up and said, "Hold your horses, Bruce." He was only there in the first case. Brady said he wanted him. Bruce didn't want him. Remember?
If I'm Brady, I don't want him. If he's going to quit on the team, I don't want him.
Brady wants him. Brady loves this guy. This might be Brady's favorite teammate ever. The way he talks about him in the media and everything.
Nah, he talks a lot about a lot of people, but Gronk, we know, is his number one.
If you hear him, he said like just even after this happened, it's like you gotta feel for you gotta have sympathy towards him. You guys have no idea the things that he goes through, things that he deals with, and you guys need to all cut him some slack. Brady wants him on this team still.
I don't know. Shefty's reporting that they're trying to deal with it within the NFL front office because they don't want any lawsuits or anything like that.
For what?
I don't know. Something in the contract, or I don't know.
You can get cut as you please in the NFL. That's the beauty of the NFL.
Yeah, well, it said Adam Schefter reported that the Bucs have not officially put him on waivers or have not officially cut him yet because they are working with the front office of the NFL to deal with the situation.
Okay, then.
So
I would still bet Brady wants him more than he wants him gone.
Would you want him?
No, I wouldn't. But Tom Brady's built different for a reason.
I don't think Tom is that.
Tom's just there to win, and you know what?
I don't think he's
Antonio
that loose.
Brown did everything he could to help that team win. The second he stormed off the field, they came back and won that game.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about a potential defensive player breaking an all-time NFL record.
As I said, it was me.
One that seemed more achievable than a lot of other all-time records, and that's TJ Watt breaking the sack record. Right now, he's at 21.5. The leader is Michael Strahan with 22.5.
So, coming into the year, I said it was going to be broken, and I said,
by
Chase Young or Myles Garrett had the chance to do it. Yeah. Like Chase Young, Myles Garrett. Like either one of these two guys would have a chance. Chase Young was who I was going to bet on because, I saw a lot of possible progress from this Washington football defense. Obviously didn't happen. Chase Young got hurt. End of story. Mm-hmm. It doesn't surprise me that TJ Watt did this because he's a beast as an NFL player. It's just he wasn't the guy that I thought was going to do it. But if he does, I hope so. More power to him. I want to see more records broken. I don't care about the, oh my gosh, it's 17 games crying crowd because who cares? It's one season. Doesn't matter how many games is being played. Like it's one season. It's how the NFL works.
You know what's the best part about that is TJ Watt's missed some games. He's only played 14.
Yeah, beautiful.
So he's got 14 games, 21.5 sacks. If he beats it, it'll be with a less game than Michael Strahan had.
I saw people saying because Najee broke I think it was Jerome Bettis' single season record, maybe. I don't know, whoever it was, for like rookie rushing yards for like a Steelers running back. And people were complaining, oh, but he did it in a 17-game season. Dude, he did it in the 16th game. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's got an extra game. So it's to still do it. He's already had it. It doesn't matter. like seeing those arguments are so stupid. It makes me so mad.
Yep. And then breaking records, Jamar Chase, he breaks the rookie receiving record.
Oh, it's going to be a 17-game season, though.
Oh, right. I think Jefferson was what, 1,407?
I think it's 1,400 on the dot. I thought it was something like
weird. Yeah, but 7 touchdowns.
Oh,
I think it was 1,407 touchdowns. Jamar currently at 1,429 and 13, I believe. So,
do you see the stat that he
quite
has
the season?
I don't know if it was 20 or 30 plus yard receiving touchdowns, but whatever it was, he has 8 of them, which is more than literally 30 NFL teams total for all their players.
Nice.
Just Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I mean, they've got, I think the number was 21 50-plus yard plays, and the next closest is 15.
That's crazy.
So the Bengals have a very high-powered offense. So that's a record broken there. What do we think we could see out of the duo of Jefferson and Chase? Do you think those guys could be 1 and 2, let's say like 3 years down the line, or do you think that there's going to be, Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb still like around that conversation that it won't be solidified?
You're saying like Devontae Adams and CeeDee Lamb as well as those two, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Devontae Adams and CeeDee Lamb are 1 and 2 right now. I was about to say, hold your horses there.
I'm saying like,
I
do you think Jefferson and Jamar separate themselves from the competition as the 1 and 2, or is there still going to be a conversation?
CeeDee's got the best chance of hanging around, but it's those 3, really. Like, there's no other, truly special. Like, there's a lot of special talents, but like those 3 levels of special talents is really, nothing else. Like, we saw it coming out of college for CeeDee. We saw it coming out of college for Jamar. I know I saw it coming out of college for Jefferson as well. I don't know,
we all had him 4.
Yeah, so some people didn't. Some people thought, yeah, he's number 4, but like it's just because LSU is so good, he's not going to do as well in the NFL. Blah blah blah. Like, obviously that was so wrong, but I think it's really those 3. And Devontae's going to be, elite as long as he's with Aaron Rodgers. Without Aaron Rodgers, I still think he can be, a pretty much elite receiver too. He's just talented enough. It just, he might go somewhere where the situation doesn't work out. Like Allen Robinson this year. Allen Robinson's a borderline elite wide receiver, like coming into the year, and everything's went down the shitter. And
shout out the Eagles for not ruining Justin Jefferson and going with Jalen Reagor instead. That's a big decision in NFL history, and you're on the bad side of it. So
yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about where we were wrong. So there's 3 things I want to talk about specifically. You can jump on top of them if you have something else you want to talk about, whatever. But the 3 things right off the bat, Tennessee Titans, I talked about how they can't outgain anyone except for the Jags ever since they lost Derrick Henry. Well, they've been really good the past 2 weeks, have surprised me quite a bit, so I was wrong there. The Eagles, I said max wins is 5, and they're in the playoffs. Solidified. You had them at 4 wins, but I don't remember what you said their max was.
Probably no different than you.
And then Zach Taylor. I said that I wanted him gone, just 3-4 weeks ago. You were on board. You've been saying this whole time that Zach Taylor's not really the guy, but to go out there, beat the Chiefs, clinch a playoff spot, he's got to be in Coach of the Year conversation. I don't love saying that, but how do you not when he's got 4 wins last year and now he's won the division? Tyler Boyd was all over him when they won the division. It looks like the guys in the locker room absolutely love him.
Everyone loves a soft coach. You're buddy with them. You can walk all over him.
Oh, just like your boy over in Detroit, Dan Campbell.
No, he's a legend. But I still really don't think it's Zach Taylor that's propelling that team to where they are. Like, that is a talented roster, especially on offense. It's a talented offense, and having the confidence and the ability of a quarterback like Joe Burrow changes a team dramatically. Like the Packers without Aaron Rodgers, especially with the injuries they have this year, the Packers without Aaron Rodgers aren't shit. But he carries them so high because he's so talented and has this just swagger towards him. And same thing with Burrow. Where, I really don't know how much it matters to the coach. There's some coaches that can kill him, some coaches that can really propel him. But if you have a mediocre coach, I think you can still do what Burrow's doing right now and have a chance to maybe compete in the playoffs. So I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be fired. Like, he doesn't deserve to be fired. Like, you can't fire him after a season like this. I would like to see more what he can do, but I've never saw anything that I've just loved out of Zach Taylor.
Well, the last 6 minutes of the game, they have the ball and don't let Patrick Mahomes get it back because he calls QB sneaks on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. He goes for it on 4th twice because there was offsetting penalties and everything. He made the right decisions to end the game. He outcoached Andy Reid.
See, the decisions worked out. They weren't necessarily the right decisions. I
absolutely would have done the same.
At the end of the day, when it works out, it's it's fair. But like in true game management, like it's really risky.
I don't care. You can go to my my Twitter because I was live tweeting. I said absolutely go for 4th down. If you give Mahomes the ball back with 1:30, you're gonna lose.
Yeah,
you're gonna lose.
It's fair. Like I'm not like against it. I'm just saying like
you made the right call.
The analytics would tell you.
I don't care about your analytics because they won, and he made the right calls.
Okay, I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying it's a little risky.
I'm saying he should be in the Coach of the Year conversation.
I wouldn't give him my vote. I also don't.
Who do you give?
I don't want to give anybody my vote.
You want to give it to Urban?
I wouldn't vote this year.
You want to give it to Urban?
I really don't know if any coach truly deserves it this year. What's his nuts in Green Bay? Who I'm drawing a blank on his name.
LaFleur.
Yeah, like maybe, and he doesn't do shit anyway. It's all Aaron Rodgers.
The team's always good.
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers is there.
Sirianni?
Maybe, legitimately, maybe. Like that's a bad football team. Like if I'm gonna be real with you, that's not a good football team.
Mm-hmm.
And they might be squeaking into the playoffs, but they're still in the playoffs.
I know Graham wants to give it to Dan Campbell. Even though they only got 2 wins.
He's the man. I'd give it to him as well.
No, absolutely not.
Honestly, I give it to Darryl Bevell. Back-to-back interim head coaches. He deserves it.
There you go. Anything else you wanna get off your chest about what you were wrong about? I mean, those are the main 3 things that I could think of right off the bat. But if not, we can move on to the other voting stuff.
I mean, like if you want to, like I get 2 other head coach things. Like I kind of said, maybe Kyle Shanahan isn't the offense genius we thought he was coming in, and that still might be the case. But he's definitely been a much better head coach since I said that. So hats off to him. But I don't think that's like a scorching bad take by any means. Whereas the other one, the Cliff Kingsbury one, still he's kind of struggling later half of the year. They looked good against Cowboys, which was nice to see. But they still struggle late in the year. But the team also has just looked a lot better. They've looked a lot more composed. Even in those losses, they look a little more composed. So, he's not on the hot seat anymore. Like it's his job to keep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we talked about voting, coach, voting for Coach of the Year and stuff. There's also voting when it comes to the MVP. And Aaron Rodgers, I would say, is probably the front runner. I'm sure Tom Brady's name is thrown in there somewhere. Jonathan Taylor. Joe Burrow's should be now. I was looking at wins above replacement. Tom Brady's number 1 at 4.5. Joe Burrow's number 2 at 4.1. And then Aaron Rodgers is like 3.6 or something. I was surprised. Cooper Kupp is like 0.7.
That's because the receivers are viewed as so disposable.
He's killing it.
And I'm sure running backs are probably the same way.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the fact that, I agree that they see receivers as disposable and everything, but to see a receiver to actually be
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Like, that's quite a bit.
Okay, I thought you meant you thought you should have been higher. I gotcha. But really, the MVP this year is Jonathan Taylor. Come on. Like this is a year where no quarterback has really set, like, none of these quarterbacks have really set themselves above the rest. Like, it's a close race with too many quarterbacks that haven't, like, there's 3 or 4 quarterbacks that played really good, but none of them, I don't think any of them necessarily played just true absolute MVP level. Aaron Rodgers is probably my vote if I'm going quarterback, and Tom Brady second, and I throw Joe Burrow third if I'm going all quarterbacks. But honestly, Jonathan Taylor is the only reason that team's gotten to the playoffs. Like, they haven't been able to do shit through the air. The defense hasn't been as good as normal. It's been Jonathan Taylor having a good game, they win.
I'd give him Offensive Player of the Year. I can't give him MVP.
I mean, as long as he needs to get something, he needs to get some sort of award, because like it's very clear that team would struggle heavily without him. But like I hate that it's a lock to be quarterback when even in a year like this where there's no true quarterback. Even like Lamar's MVP year, he threw 36 touchdowns, led the league, and then he ran for over 1,000 yards. Like, yeah, that's an MVP performance. Mm-hmm. Even Aaron Rodgers last year when he had a ridiculous touchdown interception ratio, kind of a similar thing this year, but a significantly lesser yardage total, like over 1,000 yards less. It's just, he hasn't done anything that just like completely grabbed you other than being the quarterback for the best team in the league and having, the best numbers of the quarterbacks.
Well, I think the reason that quarterbacks or the MVP is a quarterback award is just because you talk about if Jonathan Taylor's not with the Colts, where would they be? Same with Rodgers and Brady and
Burrow. I get it. I do. But just when it's a year where like the quarterbacks haven't like truly, I really don't think any of them have set themselves like above the rest. Like we're a normal year where there might be 1 or 2 guys that do.
Right.
So this year might as well. if there were your year to cast your vote on like your running back, like Jonathan Taylor, it would be this year.
Well, here's the thing. You and I aren't voting, but someone that is voting has said that he will not vote for, he or she, I didn't quite see. It was a he. Yeah. That he will not be voting for Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers is a jerk and, comes off with an ego and everything, which if there is any like thought process like that or bias into MVP voting, you don't deserve to be there.
He should lose his vote. What a stupid thing to say. It doesn't matter. And calling him the biggest jerk in the league is also really dumb when there's guys in the league that are, known abusers. They have criminal histories where Aaron Rodgers just doesn't want to get vaccinated and kind of doesn't care if you don't like him. That's all he's done. And he's like, to not vote for that reason is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And 1,000% he should lose his vote.
Even if you're thinking it, why would you come out with it?
And the guy wanted attention. He got his attention. Now he lost his vote. I hope.
Good.
I hope, I should say. They haven't guaranteed anything, but I don't know how the NFL lets him keep that vote at that point.
Yeah. So that's dumb. But let's talk about the rookie classes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously we knew that coming into this season, the running back class wasn't as good as last year. The wide receiver class was still looking really good. The quarterbacks, everything like that. But it seemed like the class was a little bit of a dip compared to last year. I wanted to look at some of the situations and talk about what we think has played out better so far. So quarterback, I think is pretty obvious. The 2020 class. Tua has looked better. Jalen Hurts has looked better. And then you got Herbert and Burrow, who are world burners right now, where we really haven't seen much except for Mac Jones and Davis Mills. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
You want to talk about Trey Lance getting his one game in?
He looked good, dude. He had a good game.
Yeah.
He had a very consensus good game.
We talked about it the night of, but his throwing motion is so weird to me.
It's changed from college. It definitely has. It didn't look like that when he was throwing for NDSU. I don't know, but I think whatever, it got done. Mm-hmm. So like
got the win.
Yeah, and he thought he looked good. So I look forward to him possibly having the chance to start again this week. See what he can do with another start under his belt, especially knowing he's going to start the whole way through if that's the case. Because I'm sure internally they know if he's going to start or not. Like you got to think that Jimmy G knows and that Kyle Shanahan know at this point.
Right.
And so, I look forward to see what he can do if he plays one more. If not, he's, I think that type of performance shows that they're going to give him that shot next year. Like they're going to find a trade partner for Jimmy G, especially if he plays well and they get a lot in return. Like they might as well.
We'll see. And then running backs, I think that Jonathan Taylor, obviously great from last year. Some of the other running backs had injury problems like J.K. Dobbins and Cam Akers. Cam Akers is coming back.
I missed half the freaking season. So
yeah.
Annoying.
But Javonte Williams and Najee Harris have been pretty impressive. I think there's been some other guys like Ramondre Stevenson, Michael Carter. They've showed a little bit. Elijah Mitchell has been quite the shock. What do we prefer here when it comes to the running back class?
Oh, it's the 2020 just solely on the back of Jonathan Taylor and DeAndre Swift. Because when DeAndre Swift was playing, he was like one of the league's leading receivers in general. And he was being a great receiver out of the backfield, which is kind of, what it was hoped he could be. Mm-hmm. And he was okay as a runner, not unreal, but he was showing a lot of signs of, because he looked good as a runner last year, looked good as a receiver this year. Put the two together, he could be a very elite NFL running back. Jonathan Taylor, he might currently be the best running back in the league. Like, there's arguments to be had for that. Mm-hmm. Where this current class, Najee's someone that's able to get there, but he still hasn't been as efficient as he, as you'd like to see, which I talked about that coming into the year. I thought he was going to be one of the lesser efficient running backs in the league. Kind of has been the case, but he's been great through the air. Javonte Williams just hasn't been able to show enough. When he's gotten the start by himself, he's played great. Once he gets the full reins for a full season workload, we'll have a better idea. And then Elijah Mitchell, who knows? This could be a 1-year thing where just the benefit of the situation worked out with all the injuries. I hope not, because I have him in Dynasty, and I think he's a talented guy, and I've always liked him coming out of college. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that works out. And the other guys, I don't know how much long-term faith I have in Ramondre Stevenson. I don't know how much long-term faith I have in Michael Carter. I don't know how much long-term faith I have in Kenneth Gainwell, who showed some flashes. So there's more guys that I think I like out of the 2021 class. Mm-hmm. But, if you just combine, the talent levels, put, a number onto them, I still think the 2021 is going to come out the higher number.
Yeah, I think it's hard because we've got 2 years out of one class, only 1 year out of the newest one. So we kind of got to use some projection or just kind of take out this year a little bit, just compare rookie seasons. But I agree. I think the top running back is going to be Jonathan Taylor for a while. I could see Najee, Javonte, and Sony, or not Sony, excuse me.
Sony, baby.
DeAndre Swift all being in that same rank. And then I could see more 21 guys being, just under there than 20 guys. But if Cam Akers can get healthy, if J.K. Dobbins can get healthy,
hope so.
It'd be really cool. Antonio Gibson, not been the guy I was really expecting this year.
He didn't even look good this year.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're sitting when it comes to running backs. When it comes to wide receivers,
make your poison, baby. I just spit all over my hand.
I think I'm going to go with the 21 class, and let me make a case for it. You got Jamar Chase, who just broke the rookie receiving record. He's right up there with Justin Jefferson. If you disagree, you're wrong. Then you got a great number 2 in Jalen Waddle. He's been fantastic this year, really making some good plays. That's right up there with like a CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee's a little bit better than Jalen Waddle, but Jalen Waddle I think is in the same category.
I don't know. I think CeeDee might be like a tier above for me.
That's okay. But then we also have Devontae Smith, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's really played well. Kadarius Toney has had some flashes. And then Elijah Moore. Like, there's been a lot more receivers that I think have done well. And then you've had guys take a step back from last year. Like Chase Claypool, he's not been great this year. And the game we watched this past Monday, he was dropping everything. I'm thinking, what the heck is happening? So I think right now I'm going the 21 class. I think the top 3 guys are Chase, Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. But Amon-Ra has really impressed me. And when it comes to the 20 class, like T. Higgins is nice, but the others haven't really impressed me as much.
Yeah, it's a tough decision because I still have the faith in Jerry Jeudy. And he's obviously not lived up quite to the.
Give him a quarterback.
Oh,
He's like he can beat anyone when it comes to how good his route running is, but he just doesn't have a quarterback.
Yeah, so it really is tough. I still think long term I think Devontae Smith's still gonna be a better receiver over Jalen Waddle too. So that is what really helps my case for the 2021 class. I think I'm gonna end up in the same boat, even though it's hard. It's hard for me to dismiss a CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson topping off, a group. But I think even just those 3 between Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, they probably at least equal that. And when you look at Amon-Ra, I did want to mention him. I think we all need to pump the brakes a little bit. Coming from a Lions fan, because I think Amon-Ra, I think he's great. Like everyone knows, I think he's great. We talked about him in our receiver rankings. I thought he went criminally low. I was all ready for the Lions to take him early in the second round. I was like, outside the first round, early second round, this would be great. I would like this value. Falls to the 4th, fantastic. But still, he is the only option in this offense, and they've played some weaker defenses over the last few weeks as well. So he's not had incredibly difficult challenges. He's been the only target. He's been getting carries out of the backfield. He's been getting a lot of opportunity. And when you have a more healthy, more diverse group, if you add another receiver and you have a healthy tight end, healthy running back, that's going to take away some opportunities there. I think that the opportunities are going to trim down. He's still going to be a very solid NFL receiver, like a good number 2, but I don't think he's going to be like a number 1 like some people. Like I've seen people saying on Twitter, This guy's a dynasty wide receiver 1. There's no chance he's a dynasty wide receiver 1 right now. There's no chance.
I think that he is very talented. I don't ever see him as being the number 1. I don't think he could be like a D-Hop or anything like that. But I think that when you compare him, TJ Hawkinson, DeAndre Swift, he's in the same realm when it comes to skill, especially after the catch, being able to do what he can. I would go as far to say that I think he is the second best receiving threat, only behind DeAndre Swift. I think he's probably a little bit better in the receiving game than even TJ Hawkinson is.
I mean, I would say he is right now too, but there's going to be another receiver added by the time this team's fully ready to be competent. There's going to be another receiver added this offseason.
I agree. But if it's Jared Goff still at the helm.
Oh, obviously he's leading now. Lions fans love him.
Jared Goff has had some rapport with Amon-Ra these last couple of weeks, so maybe he's still the number 1 guy. Maybe he's still the go-to.
We're going to do a free agency show down the road. But, But Mike Williams is an upcoming free agent this year. If the Lions don't plan on drafting a receiver, just give him a chance. Why not? I would love to see him in a Lions jersey. It's just a player that I've always loved. And, he finally was able to stay healthy this year and had quite a few good games, a couple down, but that's the type of receiver that he is, unfortunately. But, hell, Bring him to the Lions. Well, why not? Let's watch him run 40 yards downfield and Jared Goff only throw it 20 yards.
That's a good point. You do need a big body in the receiving room, I think.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times that teams aren't really focused on that, but when you have a T. Higgins or a Mike Williams or a Devontae Adams, like, they can do something real special.
Especially, like, the beauty with Mike Williams is he's not like a burner, but he can get downfield and he can catch it over the heads of everybody. So, like, you can really find him over the top, which is, like, the beauty of that kind of guy. So, if they could add that, which is what they're hoping with Tyrell Williams for this year, then he obviously got hurt, didn't work out. You know, that'd be great. But at the same time, you know, like, you could go for a Drake London in the NFL draft, and it would be that type of player, but younger, maybe, you know, coming off a big injury, maybe he can get healthy. I don't know. I'm just, you know, this is all going to be much further in depth in the offseason shows that we're going to talk about. Just, you know, just things that, you know, I've been thinking about the last few days. I just would really love to see, like, a big receiver, especially Mike Williams on the Lions.
Awesome. How about Corey Davis? He comes back.
I'm fine with that.
Via trade, right? Yeah, I think via trade.
Yeah,
He's got like a 3 year in New York or something.
Fourth. No, not fourth. Give like a 5th round pick because like I don't want to give up significant draft capital to get him because it's not going to help us enough right now. But like I would love Corey. I wish Corey Davis signed here in the offseason anyway because like he's still a talented receiver.
That's one guy I really wish panned out.
I know,
like, was a stud.
Like you can still tell he's talented, but like he like also lost a lot of talent along the way, trying to get healthy, not getting the proper usage. But you can still see that he can be a legit number 2, maybe, and number 1 if he really needed to, and he could stay healthy.
Thanks, Titans.
Yeah, literally.
Let's talk about the offensive line classes. First off, I want to say the offensive line classes have shocked me to the point where a lot of the times I see an offensive lineman go in the first round, I'm like, that's a boring pick. Let's see if it pans out. And, you know, there's times where it just doesn't. But some of the best offensive linemen in the league right now are rookies or second-year players. I mean, Tristan Wirfs was fantastic in his rookie year and has continued to play really good. When healthy, Mekhi Becton shows up. Andrew Thomas has done a lot better than what he did his rookie year. And then you got Rashawn Slater, Penei Sewell, Creed Humphrey. Like, all of these offensive linemen are coming in and making a big impact, something that I didn't think would be happening. And now I'm more okay with my favorite teams like actually drafting offensive linemen early because when they hit, it's phenomenal.
Oh, dude, I'm so happy the Lions have Penei Sewell. I'm so happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you know, it would have been cool if they landed Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase. Like yeah, they're awesome talents. It'd be fun to watch. But when you can build a foundation of tackles with Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell, that's a great combo to have on the outside of your offensive line. And you really hit it on the head. These offensive linemen have just been unreal. It's special. You know, it's cool to see. Trent Williams, right now, you know, for PFF grades, whatever they're worth, he's about to be the highest PFF graded offensive lineman ever. And number 2 this year was Tristan Wirfs.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, you got the old now changing the guard to the super young. Like these young guys have all played really good. There's some good talents coming in. Like our quarterbacks might get some actual protection in the NFL. You know, Lions fan, Bengals fan, our quarterbacks haven't had a lot of protection in the past.
Yeah, you can say that.
So,
or even now.
Yeah, still now.
For me.
Yeah, I mean, even the Lions, because the O-line's been so beat up this year. But like it's going to be nice because there's legitimate talent. I know the edge rushers and defenders getting better too, but better offensive linemen, just going to be better quarterback play, better passing game play, higher scores, more offense, more exciting games. I'm looking so forward to it.
Yeah, it's been really fun. Even Trey Smith, rookie with the Chiefs, he's been right next to Creed Humphrey doing really well on the inside too. So,
is Creed Humphrey the best center in the league right now?
Yeah.
Like, incredible.
It was not fun. Like, this weekend, the Bengals play the Chiefs. It was on primetime, or not primetime, but, you know, it was a nationally broadcast game. So I'm like, all right, let me actually get a look at this guy because everyone's saying he's the best. Let's actually see if he's, like, legitimate. And he was playing really well. So I'm a little shocked.
Yeah, crazy.
Defensive side of the ball, I think Micah Parsons really stands out as the best guy when it comes to both groups.
It's not even close.
Well, Chase Young is there if healthy, but Micah Parsons has really separated himself.
Yeah, Micah Parsons is legitimately, if I had a vote for Defensive Player of the Year, he wins it.
Over TJ.
Yes.
Okay.
TJ had a great statement game to really put him in that conversation. TJ is my clear number 2, but Micah Parsons has just been unbelievable on every single snap he's played this year.
Mm-hmm.
Playing linebacker, playing edge rusher, playing freaking cornerback here and there too. Like the dude has just been doing it all at an all-pro level. Literally every single position, all-pro level, every single game, every snap. It's never slowed down. It's incredible. You can't not say that he's the best defensive player of these drafts and not argue he's a top 3 defensive player right now in the league.
Yeah, I go TJ Watt if he breaks the record. But if he doesn't, then that means he had a dud game against the Ravens, so why give it to him? He's been really good. The cornerback situation, I mean, we've seen a little bit out of what's his name in Denver?
Patrick
Surtain.
He's looked pretty good, though.
And then same with the Chargers, Asante Samuel.
It was great to start the year. Slow down a little bit. Still pretty good.
But when looking back on the 2020 class when it comes to defense, I'm kind of trying to think, other than Chase Young, has there really been any world burners? Patrick Queen was maybe the second best. I'm probably forgetting
Antoine Winfield, someone I'd put in that range. He's been one of the league's better safeties since entering. That's a good thought to be had because if you try to think right off the rip, maybe you could say Derek Brown. He's been one of the league's best defensive tackles as well.
Your boy Okuda.
Gosh, that's so disappointing. Hopefully he gets healthy and can return. But yeah, I mean, really, that's no one else is like coming right to mind. There might be, I might think of somebody after the show, but the 2021 class has been a lot more of immediate impact.
So I think overall, I might give the edge to the 2021 rookie class right now over the 2020 class, even though they have Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert and Jonathan Taylor. I feel like outside of those 3, the edge kind of tips towards the 21 class.
It's tough. It's pretty damn close. They're pretty even, honestly. I think these are profiling is 2 of the better draft classes that we've seen in the NFL, especially offensively.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna lean 2021 as well. Like it's super close. This could flip flop at any point. It's a tough debate.
Let us know what you guys think. We're gonna go to playoff picture really quickly, talk about who can make it, and then we're going to make our final predictions for week 18. All right, let's start with the NFC. You got the Packers, number 1, Rams 2, Bucks 3, Cowboys 4, Cards 5, and then the Eagles 7. The reason I jumped from 5 to 7 is because all of those teams have clinched. They're in no matter what. You got the 49ers at number 6, and the Saints just outside at number 8. Both of those teams are able to make it to the playoffs. Is there a team that you prefer in this situation? Would you rather see the 49ers make it? Would you rather see the Saints make it?
What do you think? Do you think I want to see what's going to be the Trevor Siemian-led
yes, I do.
Saints in the playoffs?
I do think
absolutely not. Alvin Kamara, you put on cleats and stepped on my heart in the semifinals of the Fantasy Championship. I'm done with the Saints. Done with y'all. No, I definitely want to see the 49ers. I like the 49ers anyway, and especially if Trey Lance does continue to start, who wouldn't want to see a rookie in the playoffs?
Yeah, I agree, just because I don't like ever since Drew Brees left, I haven't liked them.
Let me clarify. Who wants to see a good rookie in the playoffs? Because Ian Book is certainly not a good rookie.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Oh, boy.
San Francisco to clinch, they only need a win or a tie. So, or if New Orleans loses or ties.
This week they have
the Rams.
Who's New Orleans play?
Atlanta.
Oh.
So if New Orleans wins and San Fran loses, then New Orleans is in.
All right. LA. Stafford's not winning MVP. Just rest him. Keep ready for playoffs. He's only played minimal playoff games before. He's not be ready for the stretch. You got to give him some rest.
All right, let's look at the AFC right now. The number 1 seed being the Tennessee Titans because the Bengals knocked off the Chiefs. However, the Bengals, Chiefs, Titans, Bills, and Patriots have all clinched. The Bills and the Patriots are still fighting for the number 1 in the AFC East. And then on the outside looking in, you got the Colts, Chargers, Raiders, Steelers, Ravens. All those teams can still make it. Currently in is the Colts and the Chargers.
I hope it's them.
I want to see the situation where I think it's if there's 3 different teams lose and
if the Colts lose
and
the
Ravens lose.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on. I gotta look at these matchups. I'm trying to remember what it was that I saw. So Ravens have the Steelers.
Yes.
Yeah. So what? How does it have happening? We gotta think this through here.
No. Okay. So it says right here that If Vegas ties
Yes.
and Indianapolis loses, then Las Vegas is in. And then if the Chargers win or tie, just outright, then they're in.
Yeah.
So the Chargers can't lose. The Raiders have to win or tie with an Indianapolis loss. Indianapolis plays at the 1 o'clock game. The Chargers and the Raiders play the night game. So there could be a potential tie, forced tie, which would be really fun.
There's not going to be, but imagine them just kneeling the ball all game long, throwing their backups and just kneel the ball so the starters don't lose the yards. And the Colts are playing the Jags, so the Colts should win in theory.
In theory, but the Colts haven't beat the Jags in Jacksonville since 2014.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
A lot of fun stuff to look at. If you had to pick two teams to make it in the AFC, again, you have the Colts, Chargers, Raiders, Steelers, Ravens. Out of those 5, what 2 would you want to see?
The Chargers, of course.
Yeah.
And, I really want to say the Raiders. I really want to say the Colts because I want to see Jonathan Taylor play some playoff football because I think he could carry his team to a win or two. Whereas I don't think the Raiders can get further. But Derek Carr has just been sitting there with horrendous team after horrendous team after horrendous team, him doing everything he can for his team just to fall flat, him going an MVP pace just to get hurt. I really want to see the Raiders get in there. That's who I'm going to pick.
I'm picking the Chargers and Raiders as well because I don't want the Bengals to face the Colts, and I'd rather them not face the Patriots, and there's a potential possibility where they verse the Raiders. So I'm like, just give me the Raiders then.
Yeah, that'd be a feel-good situation for the Bengals. So the Bills are playing the Jets, so the Bills are going to win. Does that mean they win the division automatically?
If they win, then yes.
Okay. So the Bills are going to win that game. I'm just going to tell you right now for free.
Are they?
Yeah. Yes. Spoiling my pick for later.
Here's the thing. If the Bills tie and the Patriots tie, the Bills still win it.
Okay.
I want to see that.
You want to see just 3 ties this week?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Make it the worst week of football possible. You already have Case Keenum versus Brandon Allen.
I can't watch anyway, so who cares?
Here we go.
I'm gonna be. I can watch maybe on my phone a little bit in the airport. I'll be freaking flying home that day.
All right, let's move on to our picks. So this week, if anyone goes 16-0, I owe them money or something, or the fans owe them money because there's already been announcements of people sitting out. I'm sure there's announcements to come where people are going to be sat out, but haven't been yet. So this is going to be a crazy week. Let's first start with Kansas City at Denver. Denver is a 10.5-point underdog. Who we feeling?
Denver's not the 10.5-point favorite?
I know, right?
No
Crazy.
way. Chiefs.
I'm going the Chiefs as well just because they could get a potential bye.
Any situation, my home's set. I think it's still taking the Chiefs.
I don't know about that. That's a little more risky. Dallas at Philly. Dallas a 7-point favorite. They're both in the playoffs. They're both locked in, so they both could potentially sit. I don't know. There's been no announcements as of yet.
I'm going to go Dallas still. I think Eagles could come out with this one. I really would not be surprised at all, but I'm going to go Dallas.
I agree. I'm going Dallas as well. And quickly, before we get into the next one, Chase was the best this week at 12-4.
Not a big deal.
Tie with Chris and Garrett, who are also 12-4. Me and Johnny, 11-5. Graham, 0-16. Shout out, Graham.
Did he make some picks as well, too? He got those all wrong?
He didn't make any picks.
He didn't make any at all? I thought he made a couple.
No. Johnny and I still sitting at the top right now. You're second.
Or they're third, technically.
Well, technically fourth because Vegas is in there, but out of us.
Vegas isn't a person. They don't count.
Okay.
All right. So how far am I behind you guys?
12 games.
I'm going the exact opposite of what you're doing this week.
Okay. Cincinnati at Cleveland.
I haven't chosen against them all year. Why would I wait till week freaking 18 to do it? And the Browns suck. Baker's not playing. They're losing this game. Bengals are winning.
I'm going Cleveland because Joe Burrow's being sat. Joe Mixon's being sat. I'm sure Jamar Chase is going to be sitting.
So who's the backup again?
Brandon Allen.
Brandon Allen. That's right. He's elite. He's on Cam's dynasty team.
That's true.
So he's elite. Brandon Allen's going to throw for 406 and take the job from Joe Burrow.
All right. Green Bay at Detroit.
Did Rodgers go on the Manning cast this week or no? Because I thought he was supposed to, but I never saw any videos of it.
I didn't watch it.
He said he still wants to play this game. So if he doesn't play, I'm genuinely taking the Lions. If he does play, I'm taking Rodgers. And the Packers, whatever they're called. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me the Lions right now. Why not? I got nothing to lose at this point.
All right, not going against me then, because I got I got the Lions, because they've already clinched the number 1 seed and a bye. So there's no reason he should play.
But if he wants to play, they're probably still going to play him anyway.
You know who else wanted to play? Matt Corral. And how did that work?
It's probably just a high ankle sprain. He's fine.
Heartbreaking.
He should. It's not going to hurt his draft stock. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, we'll see.
It won't.
We'll see.
His draft stock draft stock was not going up. It was only going down with major injury, and it did not look like a major injury.
Especially if Sam Howell balls out at the Senior Bowl. Or Blake Willis.
It's all about Bailey Zappi, baby.
Sure. Chicago at Minnesota. Minnesota, a 3.5-point favorite.
Yes.
Washington football team at the New York Giants. Washington football team is a 7-point favorite because the Giants don't know how to score.
Thank the Lord I don't have to watch this football game. I will take the Washington football team in their last game as that team name, because they will be officially changing their name on February 2nd, in case you did not see.
We'll see, because football team is still an option. It's still in the 8.
If so, just throw them into the ocean. We'll do 31 NFL teams.
I saw a video, and it was like very close above the jersey. You couldn't see anything. And the guy was like, yeah, I really like these jerseys. It's just the number, the stripes on the shoulders, and the name. There's nothing fancy going on. I'm like, that's it? There's no logo? The Washington football team jersey doesn't have a logo right now.
I don't know if the Lions does, now that I think about it.
So
maybe they do on the shoulders. I don't know.
But I don't know, dude. I am very worried they're just going to continue with the football team.
I don't think they are.
Hope not.
But they're going to win this game, and it's going to be 10-0.
They're going to win this game 36-3.
Where are they getting 36 points from?
J.D. McKissick.
I don't even know if he's healthy.
I don't think he is.
It's literally Jarrett Patterson got the work last week and did okay, actually.
So him.
That'd be awesome. Big Jarrett Patterson guy here.
Yeah. The Giants are just, I think last week was the worst performance I've seen from an NFL team all year. Well, the Jags rivaled it. They only put up 3 and gave up 50.
No, they got 10.
Oh, right. They got a touchdown with...
As the game ended.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dare Ogunbowale.
Ogunbowale, yeah, baby.
Yeah. All right. Indianapolis at Jacksonville. Indy, a 15-point favorite.
Obviously, the Colts are winning this game.
I'm going with the Colts, too, although I kind of am hoping for the Jags.
Pick Jackson.
I'm already picking the Colts.
Pick Jackson.
I'm competing with Johnny still. I'm not competing with some guy who's 12 games behind me.
Pick rocks.
Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Baltimore, 5-point favorite. I'm assuming Lamar plays this one.
Yeah. If Lamar plays, give me the Ravens. If he does not, give me the Ravens.
I'm going the Ravens as well. Tennessee at Houston. Tennessee, a 10.5-point favorite.
Did I trick you, by the way, when I said that?
Yeah, you really did. Wow.
Okay, well, what game? Tennessee and Houston? Oh. Yeah. Yuck. Tennessee's winning this game. It's Deontay Foreman game, baby.
Nolans at Atlanta. Uh-oh. This is where...
Atlanta's winning. I'm picking Atlanta to win this game.
Okay.
Against my better judgment of never picking Atlanta in anything ever.
Chris has picked Atlanta, too. He's already given me his picks.
Oh, Chris, aren't you fancy?
I'm going New Orleans on that one. I think they're going to play for their lives because they have to. New York Jets at Buffalo. Buffalo, a 16-point favorite. Shocker.
They'll cover. Why not? Buffalo's going to cover this game.
I don't know if Josh Allen... Oh, wait. Yeah, he should probably play because
he'll play probably at least a half. They'll get out to a big league and they'll set him out.
They want home field.
Yeah.
New England at Miami. New England, a 6.5-point favorite. Miami kind of stunk it up last week.
Yeah. What was the first game this year?
The first game between New England and Miami?
Yeah. Do you know? Or off the rip?
I'll look for you.
Because Patriots are good for one loss against Miami a year. And I know that's usually under a Tom Brady type of thing. Mm-hmm. But still, it's still the Patriots, still the Dolphins. Division opponents, the Dolphins went on a good stretch, good streak there. They're officially eliminated though, right? Dolphins?
Yes, they're officially eliminated. Miami won 17-16.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was the first game of the year.
I gotta take the Patriots then. I'm only one win a year against the Patriots.
Yeah, I've got the Patriots as well. Carolina at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, an 8-point favorite.
This should be a much larger spread. I don't care who's playing receiver.
Yeah, even if Brady doesn't play, I'm still taking the Bucs.
Yeah, I don't care who's on the field. I genuinely do not care who's on the field.
San Francisco versus the LA Rams. The Rams are a 4.5-point favorite. I've got New Orleans winning against Atlanta. However, that won't be enough because I'm going San Francisco this one.
Are you really?
I am.
I thought I was going to be alone in choosing them.
Nope.
I'm going the 49ers.
Yeah, I think they're going to play for their lives, so.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be a very big offensive game on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm. Arizona hosting Seattle. Arizona, a 7-point favorite.
You know what?
Oh.
Do the Seahawks go out on a win?
No.
Dude.
Oh, okay. I had to retype that 4 times because I freaking erased. And
They lost all the points they were going to score the rest of the year. They put up on the Lions. You don't score 50 plus and then the next week be able to score 30.
I got the Cards as well. Now here is the game of the week. Gonna decide who we see in the playoffs. You got the Chargers. You got the Raiders. Who is going to wait? Oh yeah, you took Indy. Okay.
Are you taking that tie?
I'm not because I have Indy winning.
Soft.
I have Indy winning, so
Soft.
the tie wouldn't work.
I know, but I'm gonna go Chargers.
Cheater. That's what I did.
Yeah, obviously.
All right, well, those are our picks for the week. Let us know your picks down in the comments, including that college football championship game. We would love to hear what your thoughts are. That's going to do it for the show, though. We want to thank you so much for coming out and giving us a listen. If you want to stay up to date with all that we do, you can follow us on Twitter at WNP Sports Pod. That's, again, on Twitter at WNP Sports Pod. We also have a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You can join all of those with the links down in the description. We also have the Twitter link down there too, so it'll be ease of access for you if you're interested. If you are on YouTube, if you could please give us a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to turn on notifications. YouTube will let you know when we come out with a new episode. If you're on a podcast platform, if you could please hit us with a follow and a 5-star rating. We would appreciate that. I want to thank you so much for coming out and giving us a listen. And as always, we're not professionals.